Well, I wanted to show you a few pieces of new gear that I'm excited about, so let's dive right into it. This right here is a flex tail pump, and what it does is it inflates your sleeping pad. So if you've been hiking for 8 to 10 hours and you're exhausted, the last thing you want to do when you get to camp is to blow up this pad either with your mouth or you've got this inflator bag that you have to get air in it and then roll it in and then, inflate your pad. So this thing will inflate my pad in about 1 minute. And also I can reverse it and put it in here and it will deflate my pad. So it only weighs, they say 1 ounce, but on my scale it was 1.6 ounces. But it's pretty lightweight. It's lighter than my inflator pad. So excited about that piece of gear. Okay, next thing I have, these are down booties made by Nature Hike. So let me just open this up for you. So when I'm at camp and it's cold, I can slip these on my feet with the little cinch cord around the ankles, and they keep your feet nice and toasty warm. I have not used these. I got these from my buddy Matt, thank you. And these will replace my sleeping socks. So they weigh about the same as my socks. So it's kind of a no-brainer that I would use these versus the socks. So I'm excited about these. A lot of guys love these, and see how it goes. Okay, next on the list is the Garmin InReach Mini 2. I have used this one time on a bike packing trip, and I just use it for tracking so they could track my progress. But this thing does a lot more than that. Yes, I can send a link to my friends and family and they can follow me and know kind of where I'm at exactly on the trail. But it also has a weather forecast, which is really cool. It has an ability to text, so it has its own designated phone number that you can send to family and friends. And so they can text you, and then you can send text messages, let them know you're okay. And then lastly, you have the SOS button on the side. So if I get in trouble, I can press that button. I mean, literally anywhere in the world, they can locate you with this device. So that will be a good safety feature and nice for family and friends to follow me. Okay, this right here is a tarp made by One Tigress. It weighs about 16 ounces, and I've got stakes in here. And I've only camped with the tarp one time. And it was enjoyable. I mean, you feel more connected to nature. It's a little bit more open, but you can set this up in so many different configurations. You can set it up almost like a tent, and I've done that before. A couple different ways to set it up like a tent where it's almost entirely enclosed. But if you really want that kind of open experience and feel the breeze or see the wildlife or whatever, you can set up as an A-frame. You could set it up what's called a plow point, which is like a diamond configuration with a trekking pole, or attach it to a tree. The uses are really limitless, and it only weighs a pound. You put a ground sheet, on the ground with your sleeping pad, and then you've got this on top of you, and you're good to go. I probably will not be using this once the bugs start coming out because there's no bug protection. So this is kind of to start the trail. Then I'll switch to a tent, and then probably a hammock when it gets really warm. But we'll see how this goes. All right, these right here, see there's nothing to them. I mean, it's like air. These are camp shoes. So you slide your foot in here like so. And when you get to camp, when you've been hiking all day and your feet are hot and sweaty, you slide these on. You can let your feet kind of air out, which you really need to do. And so these things weigh like maybe 3 ounces. I've got a cheap pair of like Croc knockoffs, which were lighter than their traditional Crocs, and they were like 10 ounces. So these, it saves me 7 ounces. And then there is some grip on the bottom. So possibly I could use these for creek crossings, but I kind of doubt that, but we're gonna try it. All right, last thing, second to the last thing. This is my GoPro. This is the Hero 12 Creators Edition. It was recommended to me by a videographer, and he said, well, you want this because this is for vlogging. So what makes it a vlogging camera is the microphone with the wind muff. You have the light, so you can shine light on your subject, myself or somebody else that I'm filming. And then it has this, what's called the Volta grip. And this thing, of course, you can hold it for, like a selfie shot, where it folds out into a tripod. But the Volta grip itself has like 3 batteries in it. And then you hook this cable up to the back of your camera and it's charging on the go. So the last thing, you really want to do when you're filming is you don't want to be stopping all the time like, man, my battery ran out, so I gotta, this is not going to happen. I mean, yeah, it will run out eventually, but I'm not going to have to be replacing batteries all the time. So I think this is going to serve me pretty well. And it does 5.3K video, it does time lapse, time warp, it does quite a bit. So I'm going to do a lot of filming on this guy. All right, lastly, it's what I'm sitting in. No. Actually, there's still 2 things left. But I'll show you the chair. Okay, so I'm gonna get up here. So this here is a chair made by Helinox. There's the bottom. This chair, I have the same chair in a heavier version. It's called the Helinox 1. This is the Helinox 0. And it only weighs 1 pound. My other chair, which I've carried for years, I love having a chair. And a lot of people are like, man, are you really going to carry a chair for 2,000 miles? Probably. I love a chair because I can sit back and relax my back. And that's huge. I hate getting to camp and then just, sitting on a hard log or, leaning against a tree or something like that. It's just not comfortable. And I feel like part of my recovery is at camp. And I want to be able to relax and feel like I'm recovering and not, uncomfortable. So a chair for me is a luxury item that I'm willing to carry. Last thing, it's what I'm wearing right here. So this is the Ventus hoodie. Yeah, Ventus hoodie by Outdoor Vitals. I like the hood on it because it stays right here. There's no flapping. I don't like that. So I like the hood. I like that it's more of an athletic fit, so it's kind of snug. It's not this bulky, loose kind of piece of clothing item. But I think really what it makes it special is right here. I don't know if you can see or not, but there's vent holes right here. And so what that enables you to do is to release body heat. In the mornings, it's always going to be chilly. So you put on your hiking shirt and then you usually start off with something just to kind of keep you warm for the first at least few minutes. And for me, it's a fleece. I've done that for years, but the problem with that is once I hit my first mountain, which is pretty quick, then I have to take the fleece off. I have to stop and stuff it in my pack. This is an active mid layer, which means I can continue to move and I can release some heat and not have to take it off. So I've used this camping one time. I was breaking down camp. It was probably in the 30s and it worked great. So I think it's gonna be a fun piece of gear. So hey, look forward to more like gear reviews, and I'll see you on the trail.